Well, folks, on Wednesday, Donald Trump finally did the unthinkable, and he reached out to Ted Cruz, the man he insulted mercilessly all throughout the 2015 Republican primary, called him Lion Ted Cruz, said his wife was ugly, insulted his entire family tree. Yesterday, Donald Trump, the great cult leader, reached out and had to beg Ted Cruz for help. Trump specifically asked Ted Cruz to follow through on his promise from earlier in the week and represent him at the United States Supreme Court. Now, I had discussed yesterday at length the fact that Ted Cruz offered up his services to represent the state of Texas, which has now been joined, by the way, by 17 other states, challenging 4 states' election processes. Now, these lawsuits have no chance of winning. Each state, according to the Constitution, is allowed to determine how they hold their own elections, how they pick electors. The Supreme Court cannot do anything about this short of dismantling the entire United States Constitution, at which point we're not even a country anymore. So, if you do that, it still technically wouldn't matter. Either way, Ted Cruz offered earlier in the week to represent Texas and argue this case in front of the Supreme Court. Donald Trump took him up on that offer on Wednesday and said, yes, won't you guide my lawsuits tonight, essentially. Then all the Republicans loved him, which is exactly what Ted Cruz wanted. Now, think about this. Now, yesterday I explained that Ted Cruz was doing this as a way to appeal to Trump's base and saying, listen, I fought side by side with him. I did everything I could. I stood up for you when nobody else would. Now his argument in just the last 24 hours since I said that has been incredibly bolstered, because now Ted Cruz gets to go out there to the MAGA crowd and say, when your leader was in his time of need, when he asked somebody to come rescue him, who did he call upon? He did not call upon Mitch McConnell. He did not call upon his buddies Matt Gaetz or Jim Jordan or Ron DeSantis. He called on me. He trusted me. I am the one that he thought could help him. That is a powerful argument that I can promise you is going to propel Ted Cruz to the top of the next poll that asks people who's going to be the next Republican nominee. I guarantee you it is going to bolster his numbers. That is a strong and powerful argument. And Trump being a weak, pathetic, groveling man going to Ted Cruz, that makes Ted Cruz look stronger. And this is exactly what Ted Cruz wanted. It doesn't matter that the suits are going to fail. It doesn't matter that they don't have merit or standing. Ted Cruz understands that. But Ted Cruz is politically smart. Anyone who says that Ted Cruz doesn't know exactly what he's doing is lying to themselves or they're lying to you. Ted Cruz is very cunning and very calculated. And to be honest, he's not bad at what he does. Look, I hate the guy. I hate him. He's a slimy little weasel, which weasels aren't even supposed to be slimy, yet he is. However, look back at what Ted Cruz did during the 2000 election, Bush v. Gore. That was Ted Cruz. Ted Cruz is the one who assembled the legal team for George W. Bush, which included now Supreme Court Chief Justice John Roberts, good friends with Ted. That's terrifying. Ted Cruz is the one who assembled these people, wrote the briefs, filed them with the courts, and ultimately won. Now, I'm not saying that should worry you with the lawsuit. It should give you cause for concern, sure. But I'm saying that Ted Cruz is more politically connected than we think. And Donald Trump was the one person who stood in his way that prevented him, Ted Cruz, from getting the nomination in 2016. And now that same person is coming on bended knee saying, please, Ted, you're my only hope. Extra points to everybody who can go ahead and name all of the movie references I've made in this video, but you get the point. Trump bowing down to Ted Cruz is a good way for Cruz to anoint himself the new savior of the Republican Party. Mark my words, that's where we're headed. One of today's video sponsors is Privacy, and right now, They have a wonderful offer for all of our Ring of Fire viewers. Go to privacy.com/ROF. Sign up for your privacy account and you will receive $5. Privacy.com, their service is absolutely one of the most vital in an online world today, especially during the pandemic. Everyone is encouraged to stay home, so we're ordering more things online. And so your bank account information is more vulnerable than ever. Privacy gives you security. This is a product that I use all of the time, and here's why. If you have ever had your bank account information stolen, if it's been part of a data leak, that is a massive headache, trying to get your money back, trying to repair your credit. Privacy helps take away some of that concern. What Privacy does is it provides a browser extension, or you can go right into the website or into the app, and it can create a virtual bank account or credit card number. It can be a temporary number that only is used one time, or it can be merchant specific, meaning you can create a bank account card that only works for one particular website. So if that account happens to get hacked or has a massive data breach, that card number no longer works with any other website. That is how Privacy helps protect your bank account information in an increasingly insecure online world. So again, go to privacy.com/ROF. You get $5 free just for signing up. Or if you don't want to type it in, just click the link at the top of the video description below.